Any thoughts or advice on how you could tackle that, or how to approach that top-down influencing piece in a bit more detail?
Well, I think that the initial conversation where you understand the priority of your project in the portfolio at a static point in time when you start is one, but then making sure that you structure your governance group. So if you put together a project board or a steering group, making sure you have people that have that connection into those groups, and therefore they're making a bridge between the project team and your executive boards. That when you do go to speak to them, you've got advocates in there to say, well, this is why this is important, or this is why we need additional funding, or this is why we need additional resource. It's quite important. So being thoughtful about when you're structuring governance groups is key.
Okay, brilliant.
I think to add to that, oh, sorry, go on.
Jerry, no, go for it.
Well, to add to that, sort of to build on the point that Chris made earlier around understanding where the project sits on that portfolio, but also when it changes. But I think there's something throughout the project which is reminding, the exec board or whoever it is, whenever you do your monthly show up to the board or whatever, having that visibility there, remind them this is the project. This is, I've got this key thing coming up. It's going to suck resources up for a period. Making sure that isn't just a conversation you have at the start, and this applies to sort of all these conversations, top, middle, and bottom. It's very easy to have the resource conversations all the time because you're seeing those people week to week to week. Or even day to day to day. The line manager, that middle layer, that might be a little less frequent, but you've got to still keep it regular. And the top layer is going to be less frequent still, but you've got to make sure you're not just having that conversation at the start, that you're reminding them throughout the life of the project that you're here, that we're doing things. Remind everyone why we're doing these things and what the impact of that means on the organization, on the organization's ability to resource things, what you might be clashing with, and so on.
Okay.
There's one more point I'd like to add in there as well, which is every project gets to a point, especially if it's business facing, where the timeline becomes more and more set in stone and hard to change. And that's normally a time when you send communications out saying, we're going to set this product live on this date, or we're going to make a change at this date. That's when it's really key to get the senior top-down layer fully on board, because then any decision they make to reprioritize something else over the top of you is going to have a material impact, not only on your projects, but also on the reputation of your function, reputation of the project itself. So it's very important they understand the consequence of any decisions they make at that point. We are sending comms out now. Nothing's going to stop us unless it's a showstopper. So please don't do anything that can interfere with that. Is a very important message that you or your sponsor need to give to senior execs.
And it filters all the way down. The people working on your team see that, and that acts as incentive and empowerment itself. We have been given the space in which to deliver.